Okay, we're putting these in order from least to greatest. The smallest angles across from the smallest side, AC. Middle angles across from the middle angle, AB. And the biggest angles across from the biggest side, CB. Now, on the next one, order the what? Angles. From what to what, though? It changed. So what's the greatest side you see here? 9 inches. So EF is the longest side. What's across from EF? Angle D. Comma. What's the middle side length? 7. So what's across from 7? Angle E. Don't forget the angle sign. And then the shortest side is 5. What's across from 5? Angle F. Okay. Now, this is the last thing we're learning before our test, which is next Tuesday. Okay. More notes, but it's the last notes before the review. By the way, we might have a quiz tomorrow. We'll see. It's a half pop quiz because I'm not sure if we're going to do it yet. All right, so I want everyone looking at this sheet that says exterior angles theorem I just passed out. This is another one of those ripping things that I'm going to show you on the front board, so take a look up here. All right, so that's your paper. Now, I cut this out. Does everyone see that we have a triangle here? There's angle 1, 2, 3, and then there's an angle 4. It's also on your paper, right? Does everyone see angle 4 is outside the triangle? Okay? When you have an angle outside the triangle, that's called an exterior angle, right? Now, what it's asking us to do here is to tear off angle 2 and 3, okay? And then see if it, yeah, so check it out. Here's angle 2, going to give it a rip. And then here's angle 3, give it a rip. No, you don't need to do it. Now, here's the deal. Step 3, rip off. Okay, we did that. And then step 4, what do you see when, blah, blah, blah. Okay, put it next to the first angle. So let's zoom in here. Let me show you. I'm going to put angle 2 and 3 right next to angle 1. Okay? So angle 2 and angle 3, put them right next to each other. I'm going to put it on angle 4. And what do you notice? Again, not that. There, wait, there we go. Do you see how angle 2 were perfectly right on top of angle 4? Okay, let me move it up. See, there was angle 4, and then 2 and 3, boom, right there. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, this outside angle equals these two angles added together. Now, you need to know the name of these angles. Now, there's a name for when something is far away. What do you call when something is very far away? Remote. Have you all ever heard of a remote island? That would mean far away, right? Usually you use a remote control when you're far away from something. And what else? Sometimes you can remotely access your computer, obviously when you're not in front of it, when you're far away. Now, that's a vocab word. Remote interior means when they're the two that are the farthest away, add those up, and it equals the exterior angle. So I want everyone to write what's in red on this sheet. And we are not saying the number 2 plus the number 3 equals the number 4. We're saying angle number 2 and angle number 3, whatever numbers they are always going to add up to angle number 4, the outside angle. If it doesn't make sense, I'll show you when we do the examples. But write this down, please, everything in red. Four is an exterior angle. 2 and 3 are far away. So they are called remote interior angles. And sorry, there's a missing arrow here. All right, write down everything in red for me, please.
All right.
So if you're ready, you can flip it over. Flip it over. There we go. On the back side. Now, the top tells you what we just talked about. The measure of angle 4 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. Here's how I like to show it. The outside angle equals remote interior plus remote interior. Outside angle equals remote interior plus remote interior. So let's do that over here on the guided practice on the left. What are my two remote interiors? 65 and 45. I'm going to add those up, and it's going to equal, what's the exterior angle? Y. Everyone seen that? The two farthest away added up equals the outside angle. So let's write that down. 45 plus 65, the remote interiors, equals the only one on the outside, which is Y. So could you add those up? 45 plus 65 is what? 110. Ta-da! Now, if Y is 110, could you figure out X? There's two ways to do it. Wait, 1 second. What's your question? We're not doing 180 right now, because when you have an angle outside, I'm telling you the way to get it is by adding the two farthest away from it. Okay. Now, once we're looking for X, you could do it that way. These three add up to 180. What's another way we could do it? Right. So X and Y, these two angles are a linear pair, or they're supplementary. So you can subtract 110 from 180, and you get what? 70. Next one. What are the remote interior angles? What do you think? 20 and X, because they're inside and they're the farthest away from the outside angle. So 20 plus X equals the outside angle, which is 130. So let's write that as an equation. 20 plus X equals 130. Now real quick, let me tell you, some people mess this up because they always put X or they always put Y by itself. It depends where it is, okay? So notice how X is not by itself right now. How do I get rid of that 20? Subtraction, yeah, minus 20, so X is what? 110 again, just coincidentally we see that number again. And how can I figure out Y? There's two ways. Okay, the 130 and the Y are a linear pair. They add up to 180. So yeah, 180 minus 110 is 70, right? So Y equals 70. Easy? All right, let's make it harder. Now, down here. Am I good to move that further down? Right there? All right, now you see how this one has more variables, more expressions in it? Same idea. What are my remote interiors? 6x minus 1 plus, bless you, 5x plus 17. I add those up, and it's going to equal the outside angle, which is 126. Okay, now you can write the equation either way, but I'm going to write it remote interiors first. 6x minus 1 plus 5x plus 17 equals the exterior 126. On our next step, we're going to combine like terms, yeah. And that was going to be my next question. So next step, when you have more than one x or more than one constant on the same side, we're going to combine like terms. So 6x plus 5x, what? 11x. Negative 1 plus 17 is 16 equals 126. Then what? Let's get rid of that loner. Minus 16 on both sides. Close. I mean, at this point, yeah. 126 minus 16 is 110. But then, last step. Divide by that 11. So, right. So x is 10. Now, if all it asks for is x, you'd be done. On the bottom, though, it says, what are the measures of the three angles on the inside? Well, so we're going to take each of these angles and replace x with 10. So check it out. I'm going to write this out. 6x minus 1 is my angle, right? Yeah, substitution, right? So check it out. 6x minus 11. Instead of x, I'm going to write 10. Right? Because we just said x is 10, right? So I'm replacing x with the number 10. So 6 times 10 is 60, minus 1 is 59 degrees. So right here I can put 59 degrees. And then 5x plus 17 is my other angle, right? So I'm going to replace x with 10. So 5 times 10 is 17. 5 times 10 is 50. 50 plus 17 is 67 degrees. Well, how can I figure out this one last missing angle? Once again, this is, if I know this one, these add up to, a straight line is 180, right? So if I know this one, I can get this one. So 180 minus 126. Now, okay, now, I'm going to give you the assignment for this. If you haven't finished yesterday's assignment, you can finish that up, and then finish the one I'm about to pass out to you up as well. All right?